live, son. Oh, we live. Oh, we live. Yes, we are. We are live. Welcome to the All Even Podcast. My name is Barry Grant Jr. You can catch me on Instagram and X at All Even Podcast. You can catch me on TikTok at All Even Media. You can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm all over the place. Go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend because the page is growing. Silent Assassin, what's up, man?
Nothing much. So are you?
Good.
Good.
So it's an interesting week. I'm not tired because, I have changed my diet. I have done a lot of things. I'm working out. I got a compliment from one of my good friends. You say, have you lost weight? I'm like, absolutely I did. Yes. I'm glad you noticed my figure. It's great.
Couldn't be me.
Huh?
It's like, couldn't be me. I never notice. You're like, oh.
You never notice. Never.
You didn't tell me I lost weight or gained weight.
The only time that you've ever said anything about my weight loss was when it was unavoidable. When I literally dropped a person and I had my dreads and the dreads looked like it was weighing me down. You know what I mean? That was extreme.
Yeah.
I remember people used to text me like, your weight loss journey is amazing. Every week I see something. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. It's crazy. But then I fluctuate weight like Oprah. It's insane. But I mean, I feel good. Like, I'm not trying to be too skinny. 180 is good for me. I'm close. Mm-hmm. So once I get there, then I'll be fine.
Yeah, that sounds healthy weight.
Yeah.
180. Solid.
Because, my whole life I was like 135.
But then, like, being like, because you're like good height and like a guy, I feel like that's
I am short.
That's skinny.
Don't try to. No, I'm short.
I don't think so. What are you? How tall are you?
I don't want to say.
Okay. You're taller than me, so you're tall.
I'm 5'9". I'm not that.
No,
short.
you're not short.
Yeah.
It's like average height.
I told you the stories of me as a kid, right? I used to sit on the floor and like stretch out because I wished to be tall every day. And like my coaches would always say, "Oh, you'll grow one day. You'll be all right." And I remember my AU coach, he saw me when I was like probably like late 20s. And he was just like, "I thought you'd be taller." And I'd be like, "Me too." Everybody is like, I thought you'd be taller because I have these long arms. And I have these short, stubby legs. And that's what happens when you have that family dynamic of you have a tall side of your family and then you have a bunch of midgets on the other side. It's just, I got smushed between, literally. My father's side, and I'm Giants on that side. My mother's side, I got an uncle who's like 5'2". Make it make sense.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. I had my days, but I they do have that surgery where you can break your legs.
That's crazy, though.
I might do it. If I get rich enough, I might do it.
It's like, so like they break your leg and then like take from wherever and like put extra bone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I have
that's a good. I don't know where they get the bone from.
Or it's like dead bone.
Maybe, maybe some
bone.
cadaver bone they put in there. You know what I mean? Just make sure you don't have no trouble. So I have no Trump supporters. bone in my leg. All right, I don't want that. What are we gonna talk about before we actually get into our topics? Let's talk about the Super Bowl. We're not talking about the game yet, but the halftime show was great.
Yeah.
It was absolutely great.
Yeah.
Loved it. It was very cultural. I loved the high grass and all of the different stations and stuff like that. It was cool. Then at the end he had all the nationalities and the message of love. It was just really cool. And my favorite part was Lady Gaga when she was there. I said, "Oh, Gaga's here. Let's go."
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
Yeah, that was cool to see. Obviously she's one of like the greatest artists of generation, like generational type of artists. So it was cool to see people were debating like who is he gonna bring out. So for her to pop up all of a sudden and just start salsa dancing.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna bring out because Jasmine was talking about like some really important Puerto Rican musician, but I mean Ricky Martin was there.
Yeah.
So shouts to Ricky. But it was cool, man. I loved it. I thought it was great. Set records, obviously. It was the most watched halftime show ever. You know what I mean? And I just love the message of just spreading love and no hate and all this other stuff. And Bad Bunny, he could have went another way. He could have went very militant, but he decided not to, and that was the best thing for him to do.
Yeah, and like very like the part where sometimes you don't like think about it really, like the continent of America. Like you just think of like the U.S. sometimes, but obviously it's North America, South America. Like we're all ones. I really like at the end where he's kind of calling out all the countries within North America, South America, and we're all, because it's obviously MAGA, make America great again. It's like, okay, that's America,
exactly.
The continents, you know what I mean? Not just
America, but America. Yeah.
Yeah, so just like into perspective, like it made me feel, granted, it is like, in retrospect, it is a small thing because there's a lot that has to be done.
Yeah.
But it made me feel like some type of way, like, oh, like some hopeful, and, you know, ounce of hopefulness, like with his Grammy speech and this made you feel good in some type of way.
Nah, definitely. I love that. But then you had the the other thing that was going on, and boy, there's some news that is coming out about that. Mm-hmm. Did you hear about it? Bots paid people in the crowd, like the views were not the views.
Yeah, I just saw that when Kid Rock came on or Bad Bunny was on, like the views dropped like dramatically. Yeah.
And listen, nobody cares about Kid Rock.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
Not even they care.
No.
Trump was watching Bad Bunny.
Watching Bad Bunny, yeah. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know why they did this. I don't know who they did this for. But if that is the essence of America, y'all got some problems. Y'all need to go get some other people, because that halftime show was a disaster. I had a boy that was simulcasting it just for the jokes. And he said, the drop in viewership when Bad Bunny got on was like 90%. It's insane.
Probably the other like 10% is the bots.
Yeah, bots kept it alive. Bots kept the algorithm going. Just absolute nonsense. Yeah, and you have people going crazy over well, he's speaking Spanish. And newsflash, I don't know if anybody knew this. People who don't know this, Spanish people were here before us. So were the indigenous people that looked like me. White people came after. So Spanish
is the language.
Actually the language of the land. Sorry to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. Even to like, I feel like that's like the language is like a small part, but like it's music. Like you don't have to understand the music to feel some way. Like actually, in 2017, like I had no idea who Bad Bunny was. I'm on Spotify. The song came on.
And you just love the song.
And I'm like, I don't know what he's saying, but I feel something. Like, and I was crying from the song. How emotional I was. I'm like, this song is crazy. You know? But I don't understand one word of it, but I feel the way he's singing it. So I feel I feel emotion. And then like after that, like I've listened to his other music, but even to like it's not, you know, who cares if he's singing different language? Like, you just feel the music. Feel
music
like the
is
energy.
the great unifier.
Yeah.
Silent Assassin. Like you can listen to, you know, African music, rumba, whatever, like whatever music it is. Opera, if it moves you, like opera's not in English.
Yeah, Italian.
It's in Italian or whatever it is. Like it's like it doesn't matter. Music is just a beautiful thing, and if you can be able to resonate with that, if you like it, then listen to whatever the fuck you want to listen to.
Yeah.
Like that's actually being an American, because we have such a melting pot of so many different cultures that it doesn't really matter what the music is. If you like it, you like it.
Yeah. Even to like personally, in my opinion, I think not like there's some good country music, but a lot of country music. They even had, I don't know who the artist was, but on the Turning Point USA one, he's really like, oh, I caught my fish and I was drinking my beer. Or whatever. I'm like, so this is music, like.
That I felt so bad. I was just like, dude, you gotta do something else. I'm sitting there with my truck, drinking my beer. Watching come on, dog. Like that's not America. No. That's not America. No. Nobody cares about that. I'm sorry. Listen, for the people that liked it, salutes to you. But the majority of us, garbage.
No.
Get that out of here. Lots to talk about. Well, maybe not. Super Bowl, we're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about the Jets having a certain option at quarterback. That's very, very intriguing to me. I am very interested to see what they do at quarterback, because at the end of the day, I am a Jets fan and I am a sufferer and I want to see. Definitely going to break down the Super Bowl, like I said. Basketball, James Harden has switched teams. We talked about that already with the trade deadline, but do not be fooled, Cavs fans, of what you're seeing right now. You have Jaren Jackson Jr. having season-ending surgery for the Jazz. Let the tank begin. Jason Tatum is thinking about coming back. Please do not come back. And LeBron James' days as a Laker are numbered to me. And it's very, very sad. Mets news, irrelevant news of the week. Clippers news. Of course. How could I forget? Clippers news. Pablo Torre does it again. And, I'm always tapped in when Pablo Torre tries to expose the Clippers and Steve Ballmer. I'm all for it. Irrelevant news of the week. And then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Now, before we go ahead and get into that, obviously, I got to start off my pod with some nice motivation here.
That stage, make it publicly clear. Never mind who you thought I was. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Super Bowl 60. You see my hat here, Silent Assassin. There's a reason why I chose this hat today. I could have chose any hat. I could have chosen my 22 hat. I could have chose anything. But I chose this one just because Sam Darnold got the job done. And it wasn't just him. Seahawks defense, shouts to y'all. Mike McDonald, the head coach. Kenneth Walker, running back MVP. It was just a great game all around. Good special teams. They were ready to play. And loved it. But I just love the fact that Sam Darnold counted out, drafted by the Jets, not given anything to be able to develop, gets traded to Carolina, doesn't have anything there as well, goes to San Francisco, and that's when the lights go on. Like, oh, shit. Oh, okay, let me go ahead and ask Kyle Shanahan. Okay, so this is what they're doing with Brock Purdy. Okay, so these are the fucking, everything he learned. It was just like, man, I wish I had this before. And you get this crash course. You go to Minnesota. You have a great season. You go 14-3. You kind of stumble down the stretch. You have a bad playoff game. They decide that, we want to move on from you because we want J.J. McCarthy to be our quarterback. How's that working out for you, Minnesota? How's that working? How's that working for you?
Dummy, yeah.
Goes to Seattle and wins a Super Bowl. That's the way to do it. And humble about it. Very grateful to Jets fans that have supported him like myself. Continue to support him. Talks about his father being his hero. Talks about, never giving up on himself. Always believing that he was going to be able to succeed. No matter what level of success that was going to be, he always believed in himself. And if that's not a PSA for everybody, you don't need to get cheesy. You don't need to get, you can do it too. But the power of belief, the power of self-belief and confidence is super important no matter what you're doing, no matter what field you're in, no matter how young you are, how old you are. That's what it's about. Believing in yourself even though nobody else will believe in you. And Sam Darnold never, ever wavered. And like I always said, never rattled. He just has the same demeanor all the time. That is the prototypical way that a quarterback is supposed to be successful in the NFL. When you can be just this all the time. Eli Manning was like that. No matter how many interceptions he threw, he would always be level. Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. These guys just had a level of calmness and levelness to their games, to their mentalities, that's why they rise to the occasion. And for me, it was just, I was on the verge of tears just seeing a Jet quarterback in that position. Like I can literally like imagine my Jets in the Super Bowl. Like I felt what that felt like. I finally understood what it felt like to see your team in the big dance. I may not never see it. If that's as close as I'm going to get, I loved it. I loved every second of it. And not to mention that they did win it, but who they beat to do so, man, it just made everything that much better. I told people from day one, you can go back and go watch this show. Watch all the old episodes. I said that the Patriots were frauds all season. I said that Drake May's a good quarterback, has a good future. He not ready yet. And for the NFL, for the writers, for the vote, whoever the hell it was, to have him one vote shy of winning the MVP, you guys are idiots. Absolute idiots. Stafford ran away with that MVP, and you think that Drake May was a vote away from winning the MVP? You're idiots. I'm not saying that he's bad, but you want to go ahead and go crown a new Tom Brady too early, and that's the problem with the media. I can't stand them for that. Oh, well, the Patriots are here. Oh, he's Tom Brady. No, he's not. No, he's not. Who was seeing Ghost on Sunday? Definitely wasn't Sam Darnold. It was Drake May's bum ass. To have Mike Vrabel get out coached. Interesting. That entire team was just not ready to play. And you know why they weren't ready to play Silent Assassin? Because they never met a buzzsaw before. The entire season. Yeah, they might have played the Bills. They might have played a couple of teams there. But you didn't deal with a buzzsaw. And that's exactly what the Seattle Seahawks have been all season. Buzzsaws. Yeah. That defense sliced through people all year long.
Even had like 8 sacks.
8 sacks.
Yeah.
Like 16 pressures.
Yeah.
He couldn't do nothing. He was looking up at the lights all night long. It's beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Even so, I feel like it's all relative, but if Bo Nix didn't get hurt, like they probably
would have lost that game.
Yeah.
We probably would have got the game that we really wanted. Broncos and Seahawks.
Because even too, like from that Broncos game with the backup, like they were struggling a little bit, you know.
Yeah, like offense couldn't move the ball. Like if it wasn't for, like I said, if it wasn't for Sean Payton and his dumbass play calling, we probably are not having this conversation about the Patriots.
Yeah.
So for me, you can't ask for anything better. I am somebody who's very like detached from the Super Bowl most times because I'm just like, my team's not. I don't give a shit. You know, I'll go ahead and watch the halftime show. I'll watch the game. But I was super invested in the Super Bowl just because I hate the Patriots. Hate them. And Sam Darnold was there. And if he's going to be the one to deliver the blow to end the Patriots, you can't ask for nothing better than me.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm a hater. Yes. I hate the Patriots. Absolutely. I have friends that are Pats fans. I can't stand them now. We're good friends, but I give them hell. Shouts to 6. I'm about to text them tomorrow just to be an obnoxious asshole. Why? Because you guys actually thought you had a shot. That's the whole point that makes me laugh, right? They thought that they had a shot. And I said this to you, I think it was the episode before the Super Bowl. So I said, don't be surprised if the Seahawks blow them out. I wouldn't be shocked. Because when you go ahead and play the division like the NFC West, and you have the 49ers, you have the Rams, and all 3 teams made the playoffs, you're going against elite competition all the time for at least 4 games in that division. Not to mention all the other good teams that are in the NFC. Come on now.
Yeah.
Patriots had no shot. Yeah. They had no shot. And like I said, Drake May's okay. He's not there yet. I don't even think that. I think the Patriots will take a step back next year.
Yeah.
For them winning 14, I can't see that.
Yeah, I would say like something close to what it was his first year, something like that, maybe a little bit better.
Yeah. I think they can. I think they're better than that. They'll win anywhere between 9 and 11 games. Mm-hmm. I can see them doing that. Mm-hmm. But you going 14-3?
No.
Absolutely not.
Just like luck too. You know what I mean?
A lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it. Pack they ass up. And I'm waiting for some Patriots fans to say something to me, so I can be able to replay those games. You think you got Tom Brady coming through that door? Oh no, Drakey Makey is not Tom Brady.
Like you can't like after 2 years and with nothing, like you win nothing. Like how are you gonna compare?
Yeah.
Him to Tom Brady?
Because people are always desperate to find the new, shiny toy. It's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. Oh well, he has some Brady in him. Oh no, he doesn't. What he does have, he has one redeeming quality I will give him. He does have a punchable face. He really does. Like, if he's going to be the quarterback for the New England Patriots, you have got the face that people are going to hate for the next decade. So you have got that penciled in. Penciled in. As a Jets fan, I am going to hate looking at Drake May for the next decade. Can't do it. And I can't wait, because the tide will be turning soon. I know people like to make fun of my Jets. Oh, you guys suck. You guys are always watching somebody else. You got the nerve to talk about somebody else's team when you a Jets fan? Oh, you wearing that hat? That's funny. All right. We gonna see. That segues into what I was wanting to talk about. Jets have a new OC in Frank Reich. I knew that was gonna happen. Frank Reich has some interesting comments. And Frank Reich said his prototypical style quarterback is a guy that's over 6'2". And I'm just like, okay, wants a guy that can be able to see over the defense, be able to be big enough to be able to withstand, a linebacker hit, can be able to move around the pocket. There's a prototype that he does like. I'm just like, okay, well, how many quarterbacks that are available fit that particular mold? You got a guy like Jacoby Brissett. You got a guy like, I think Malik Willis. How tall is Malik Willis? I think he might be in that mold. You have Kirk Cousins. You have Mac Jones, a little smaller than that, but I don't know if the 49ers are going to get rid of him. I would love a Mac Jones. I would. But there's another guy who he as well was on a podcast and had such glowing reviews and glowing words for Aaron Glenn. I was shocked. I said, somebody likes Aaron Glenn. Okay, let me listen to this. Said how much he respects Aaron Glenn and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. And they keep in touch here and there. I was like, okay. I haven't seen you play in a while. But this guy was one of my favorite quarterbacks when he was playing. He had a very good year in 2016 with the Raiders. Like, he was that close to winning the MVP. He got hurt, broke his ankle, and kind of derailed the rest of their season. But I was just like, if the Jets go get this guy for a year, bridge him, you can be able to go draft your quarterback, whether it be late in the draft or second, third round, whatever it is. Or you can be able to wait until next year to go draft your quarterback. Why not? Why not have this quarterback? He's a veteran. He's a leader. People do like him. He does have that moxie that can be able to play in New York. And I was just like, every time I talk about it, every time I hear somebody talk about it, I get more and more invested and excited about it. And I'm just like, yes, Derek Carr, give it to me right now. Give it to, hey, listen, why not? Why not? I understand he hasn't played in a while. So what? So what? If the guy is ready to come back, get him on the Jets. I've always wanted Derek Carr on the Jets. Mm-hmm. I always thought that he was always going to be a guy that would. And there was some rumblings years back that the Jets might have been a connection there to be able to pull the trigger. Didn't get it done. But if you can be able to get Derek Carr on the Jets right now as a bridge quarterback for a year or two, sign me up. Anything is better than Josh Fields. Anything's better than Justin Fields' bum ass. Although Justin Fields might secure you the top pick for next year, I don't know. But I would prefer Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback. I've always thought he was a good quarterback. So why not go get Derek Carr with a guy like Garrett Wilson? You know, if you're going to draft another big-time body receiver that I think that they're going to draft, that would be a guy that you can be able to have to develop those wide receivers, have a rapport with them, and also have the leadership qualities to be able to gain those guys respect. It's a big thing to be able to try to get those guys respect in the locker room, in the huddle. I want Derek Carr. Sign me up. I don't care. I don't care who else is out there. If it's not Brissett, give me Carr. That's it.
But he retired, right? Just didn't get signed.
Semi-retired, I believe. You know, he's, you know, he deal with that. He
can come back every
file
time,
the papers. He all right, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, as a Jets fan, I need something like that that's going to get me excited. And Jacoby Brissett, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, I don't want no parts of. I want no parts of him. Okay? No parts of him. If we can go get a Mac Jones, yes. But, or Malik Willis, cool. I don't want nobody else on this team. And if Aaron Glenn is smart, they go ahead and they make some strides to be able to improve this team, whether it be through the draft, through free agency, a combination of both, and be able to get some veterans with some young guys on this team and be able to really put this thing together. I believe that they should not franchise tag or, you know, try to give Breece Hall a contract, move on from him, go draft yourself a running back, start from scratch so you can be able to keep that cost down. That's the way to do it. So we'll see what happens. But if Derek Carr is going to come out of retirement for the Jets. That's what I want. That's what I want. I don't have a Jackson Dart, okay? I don't have a Scatterboo and all these other guys. I need to go ahead and go get these mid-tier quarterbacks and these mid-tier players, all right? That's what we got right now.
I mean, you could have had them, but you didn't pick them. So.
Who?
I think a late first round.
Who, Jackson Dart?
Round, yeah.
He wasn't going to develop here.
You don't know. So
we don't develop quarterbacks. That's just the whole point. That's why it's like, you know, I have Jet fans, Sam Darnold, why couldn't he stay? What do you want him to stay here for? He wasn't going to develop here. Mm-hmm. He had to go to San Francisco to develop. Just think about that. We ain't got nobody here. Although we just signed a guy, we just hired a guy, which I like. Rex Ryan's son. Seth Ryan is now the passing game coordinator. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe we do have somebody. He is in the Ryan family. There's a history with the Ryan family and the Jets. You had Bud, you had Rex, and now you have Seth. It's great.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. You know, Seth is an offensive guy, so I'm curious to see what happens. Why I'm optimistic, all right? It's the offseason. This is the time as a Jets fan to be optimistic until we get to September and the season's over. We understand that. But right now, there's a lot of optimism. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of hope. Okay? Seeing your ex-quarterback that still has an affinity for you guys. He loves the fans. He loves New York. Seeing him win gives you hope. It gives you hope, man. So, moving on. Because there ain't nothing else going on in football. The next thing is what? Draft? I don't do the draft. I don't do those breakdowns. I'll let, you know, I'll let my other friends do that, and I'll go on their shows and go ahead and poke fun of them. What am I going to do first? Should I talk about the Clippers? Sure, why not? Clippers. Now, I enjoy speaking about the Clippers because I think they are dumpster divers. I try to be nice, but they are dumpster divers. They are in an expensive building, and they are one of those like squatters that squat in a mansion. It's the way I feel with them. Like, you look at the Inuit Dome, and it's just like, it's a nice place. It's too nice for this team. And Steve Ballmer wants to go ahead and spend all this money. Great. But it's so crazy that Pablo Torre, right before the All-Star game will be played in Los Angeles, in Inglewood, at the Inuit Dome, there's more scandal out here. So let's go ahead and see. Pablo Torre breaks it down, and Steve Ballmer is facing a lawsuit by 11 Aspiration investors. We know about that. It alleges that Ballmer and Aspiration owners fooled investors by lying about the rampant fraud going on in the company. Very, very interesting. They said that Ballmer vetted Aspiration thoroughly, but were misguided. I don't believe that he... I think he lied there. I think that he knew exactly what the hell they were. There was rumblings about him hiring some guys from from Kawhi Leonard's, like, I believe it was college or something like that. And the Clippers have been in contact, allegedly, with Kawhi Leonard since like 2017. He got hired, or he got signed with the Clippers in 2019. So that's tampering. That's what that's called.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to say anything, right? If the Clippers do it, Steve Ballmer does it, they don't want to talk about it. Tampering. So they've been tampering, and Uncle Dennis, the NBA literally had to change the rules because Uncle Dennis was over here doing wild shit. And they had to change the whole agent rules because of Uncle Dennis. They signed Lawrence Frank, gives himself some money. Then there's a so this was the situation. The Clippers, their management, were so fearful that Kawhi Leonard was going to go to the Lakers, and he was, unless they did exactly what he wanted them to do. There is video, not video, there's audio, there's a voicemail from my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. Not Jerry Buss, it's the logo. Jerry West, excuse me. Jerry West, who was the consultant at the time, called the homie for Kawhi Leonard, was like, hey, have you heard anything yet? You know, is there any information that you could be able to drop? And, you know, if there is, you know, just shout me a text, shout me a holler or call, because, you know, we're kind of waiting here trying to figure out what's going on, because Kawhi had no conversations with the Clippers at all. He never spoke to anybody. He never spoke to Ballmer. He never spoke to the GM. He never spoke to the president. He didn't speak to Jerry West. He spoke to no one. All he did was have Uncle Dennis and his other compatriots talk to the Clippers and tell him exactly what he wanted. He wanted his own trainer. He wanted them to make the deal for Paul George. He wanted Uncle Dennis to have some say in regards to financial stuff. All of these things that other teams was just like, nah, we're not doing. But of course the Clippers are desperate as hell. So it's interesting what it says here. Claims that all convincing of Kawhi to come to the Clippers was out of the open, which is seemingly clearly false. It was not out in the open. So a lot of their dealings were tampering, and it was in secret. Randy Shelton If he didn't, it says questionable because Uncle Dennis is not actually an agent and supposedly not dictating what the. Why did Kawhi Leonard and Uncle Dennis have 3 LLCs that were open at the time where the whole aspiration things was going on? 3 shell companies. But you're trying to tell me that there was no money that was being passed around, there was no fraud here. Bullshit. So, resigning GM. So now we have Lawrence Frank, who got a new contract recently. And it makes it seem like he got a new contract as like, because you don't deserve it. It's not like you did anything to deserve a new contract. You have a team that has not gotten to the NBA Finals since 2021, right? And Kawhi Leonard wasn't there. You have a team that hasn't gotten the Western Conference Finals since that year. Kawhi Leonard has not been healthy his entire Clippers career. Paul George is now gone. You have Chris Paul, who literally you guys just got rid of. James Harden didn't want to be there anymore, so you had to get rid of him. You've literally gutted the entire team, and it's just Kawhi there now. So I ask again, why would Lawrence Frank keep his job? He hasn't done anything to keep his job. But yet Steve Ballmer gave him an extension. Why? Here's why. You gave him an extension to keep him quiet. If everybody's in on the ruse, if everybody's in on the scandals, everybody's in on the fraud, you don't let them out the door. You keep them quiet. What do you want, Lawrence? You want $100 million to keep it quiet? So we can keep it in-house? So I'm curious to see what happens in regards to the NBA investigation, if Adam Silver is going to do something. Because where there's smoke, there's fire. And they want to go ahead and look at Pablo Torre, and shout out to Pablo Torre. They want to look at him as though this is not, it's just a podcast. They've had filings. Oh, this podcast is making allegations about what's going on. Pablo Torre is an investigative reporter. All of the things that he's obtained, he's gotten through witnesses. He's gotten through affidavits. He's done his research in regards to all of this stuff. He's done 7 parts to this series. That is not bullshit. If you can be able to do 7 parts and have legal documentation, because most of this stuff is public record and most of this and all the stuff that he had to go ahead and obtain, this is not BS. So I ask again, if you are Adam Silver and you need reasonable doubt, you need plausible justification as to why these things are, you have enough evidence here to be able to say there's some BS going on. And I would love to know what the ramifications would be. If you let Steve Ballmer and the Clippers off, now there is no stopping what they will do, and there's no telling what somebody else would do with more resources. I mean, nobody has more resources than Steve Ballmer anyway, but you're literally going to give him a slap on the wrist, if that, and just allow him to keep doing bullshit down the line. No. There's something here. And as somebody who is going to stay on the case, like Pablo Torre, call me Matlock, all right? Call me Matlock, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to unlock the case because the Clippers got to go down. I'm sorry. I can't have any Clippers fans happy, all right? They don't deserve it. That's all I'm saying. They don't deserve to be happy. It's a terrible franchise. It's horrible. They don't deserve to be around. It's just like the Dallas Mavericks. Why are they even in existence? They got 1 championship. But when you think about the Dallas Mavericks in Houston, right? In Texas. They got 3 Texas teams in the NBA. Why? You got Houston, pretty good history, right? They've won multiple championships. You got the San Antonio Spurs, who was a damn near dynasty. They got 5 titles, right? Then you got the Dallas Mavericks. 1 championship. That's all they got. Send them to Albuquerque. Send them to New Mexico. Send them somewhere that needs a team. You don't need 3 Texas teams. You don't need it. Absolute garbage. I feel the same way about the Clippers. Send them back to San Diego. Send them somewhere else. Make them the Vegas team. We don't need another team in California. We damn sure don't need another team in LA. What are they here for? It doesn't make any sense. It's just like in baseball. They got the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. That's not the LA Angels. They moved their asses down the block and said, get out. We are the only LA team here. There's only 1 Dodgers. Only 1 Los Angeles. We don't care about the Angels. Where is the stadium anyway? Is it in Anaheim? Where is it?
Yeah, and it's like out of the way. It's like an hour from LA. I believe,
if I was Mark Walter, I would file a grievance with Major League Baseball and say, I want them to get that LA off their hat. Okay? Change the logo. They don't belong here.
Yeah.
Go back to the Anaheim Angels. What happened to that?
Yeah. Certainly, it's not LA.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. That's how I feel about the Clippers. Move them out of there. Be the Inglewood Clippers or something. Get out. Get out. Moving on. The NBA is thinking about, they are very close to expansion. They're going to add 2 more teams to the league. I don't know if it's going to be 1-1 or they're just going to have 2 teams that are in the Western Conference and then maybe move a team out of the West and put them in the. They're gonna figure it out in regards to alignment. I can see the Pelicans maybe moving east if they're gonna put 2 new teams in the West, and I think the 2 teams that they have is gonna be Vegas. Vegas definitely wants a franchise, and then you have Seattle. Seattle lost their team all those years ago. The Oklahoma City Thunder is what took the place of the Seattle Supersonics. So if you can be able to bring the Supersonics back, put them in Seattle, have a new expansion team in Vegas, I think that would be great. I just think it's time. We haven't had an expansion team in a very long time. The NBA is growing, revenue's up, fan excitement is up. You can be able to get a rabid fan base in Seattle that has missed their team all these years back. That's a big, big market for basketball that's been missing for a very long time. So I think it's a great thing if they do decide to pull the trigger, just because it's going to allow just a little bit more wide ranging of talent in the league, and it's not being condensed. Like now you're going to have a big team in Vegas. We'll see if LeBron is going to be a part of that ownership group. Who knows? If he continues to play, if he retires, I can see him very quickly getting involved and being a part of that ownership group. But yeah, I just like the fact that, there's going to be more opportunity out there for young guys, for veterans to be able to restart their careers in a new environment, new place, new fan base. So I love that. I love that for the NBA. So hopefully they can be able to approve that quickly, get the ball rolling, so we can be able to get these new teams in there. Because look, WNBA got a LA team, a Vegas team, and they've been doing very, very well. So I don't believe that Vegas, if they get an NBA team, I think that they'll pretty much have not immediate success, but they have the blueprint to be able to be successful because of all the resources that are available right there. I'm just, you got to be very, very careful in regards to who you have on your team, because you in Vegas, that's nasty work right there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Don't have don't have Anthony Edwards. Don't trade for him, because he would do crazy stuff in Vegas. There's certain guys that you just don't want in that area. A guy like Karl Anthony Towns, no, you don't want him, because he'll probably do some zesty stuff. So hopefully they can be able to, and get that passed as soon as possible, and that will be good. James Harden. It's always funny, man. It's always funny how people tend to get lost in the sauce and sucked up, into James Harden every time he gets traded. It's like, how can I explain it? It's like the guy who meets a girl that everybody else knows, and the girl is just not a good person. And this guy is just like, hey, I met this girl named Deborah, and everybody's just like, what's her last name? Oh, Deborah such and such. And then they look at each other like, how'd you meet her? It's like, oh, well, she kind of came on to me, and, we exchanged numbers and we hit it off. And you're just like, oh, okay. Deborah's not a nice person. Deborah's actually a gold digger. Deborah's actually has stolen money from a lot of people because she's very nice until she gets what she wants. And when she gets what she wants, she'll go ahead and spit you up or eat you up and spit you out. Man-eater type stuff. And you're like, no, she's different. She's told me her past, and she said that she's changed. That's James Harden, is that he goes to a new team. He behaves himself for a little while. Something happens, and then he asks for a trade. He did it in Houston. They traded him to Brooklyn. He went to Brooklyn, didn't like what the hell was going on, and they traded him to Philadelphia. He didn't like what was going on in Philadelphia, and he demanded a trade to the Clippers. He behaves himself with the Clippers for a couple of seasons, then he fell out with the Clippers and wants to get traded. This dude continues to just survive, and I don't understand it. And now you got Cavs fans who are like, James Harden guy, he's not bad, huh? We might have something here. And you know why they're doing this? Because James Harden, over his last 3 games, and they played the Kings, they played the Nuggets, and they played the Wizards. And James Harden has scored 23 points, 22 points, 13 points, and he's averaged about, I would say, 9 assists. He's taken some threes. He's hit some shots. And Cavs fans are just like, man, if he can play like this, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, we got all of these pieces. Schroeder, man, we might have a shot. And I'm saying to myself, why? Listen to everybody else. It's right here on the wall. It's right here in front of you. It's James Harden. Of course he's going to do this in a regular season. This is what he does. This is what he does until he gets to the playoffs and he disappears. It's a regular season. Don't get fooled. Do not take the fool's gold, Cavs fans. Please. I understand that you're supportive of your team. I understand that you guys are desperate for another championship. But don't do this. Do not put your eggs in this basket. Do not trust this guy to be able to help you get to where you need to be. I'm telling you right now, by the time May comes around, you're all going to want James Harden gone. I'm telling you right now. Because he's not a guy that ever comes up clutch in the big moment. And at some point, Donovan Mitchell is going to need help because playoffs are very different. You can be able to lock in. You can be able to strategize against one particular team. You're going to need guys like James Harden to knock down shots, to make plays, and James Harden does not do that. And at 36 years old, you think that he's going to be any more efficient at 36 years old in the playoffs? Come on now. Don't get fooled by the NBA survivor. Don't get fooled by the kept wife. Don't be fooled. Everything is fine now until it's not. And when it doesn't go his way, he will burn the bridge. And that's what he does. So you better keep James Harden at arm's length. Say, hey, bro, do your thing. We'll figure out a way to kind of make this. If we can get LeBron James in here, maybe. But even there, why would I want a guy that can't move without the basketball? Why would I want another? He's going to be 40-something years old. He's going to need to be playing off ball and trying to figure it out. So I don't know how that dynamic is going to be. So, Cavs fans, good luck. Good luck if you think that this dude is going to be able to put it together. Because I'm telling you right now, I can already see what's going to happen in the playoffs. 1 for 15 performance. 7 for 35. 6 turnovers in game 6. I can see it now. And I'm going to be right here to tell you, come on, bring it in. Bring it in. Come and get consoled, because I don't want to bash you. I don't want to make fun of you. I don't want to be the person to say, I told you so. I'm going to be the one to just comfort you as a fan base, because James Harden is a charlatan. He's always been, and he will always be that until the day he retires. And that's all. Moving on. Jared Jackson Jr. Has had he has season-ending surgery for the Jazz. Jazz are in tank mode, but that's not even a conversation that I want to have. The conversation has to do with the fact that the NBA definitely does have a tanking issue. So recently, let me go ahead and go see if I can find the actual posting here. So the NBA fines the Jazz and the Pacers for manipulation of rosters and efforts to lose. So it's literally a $500,000 fine for tanking. They went ahead and tried to mismanage their rosters just because they want to go ahead and tank for better picks. And to be honest with you, I mean, this is always going to be a thing. The way the NBA has had their rules set up, it just allows for teams to do this bullshit. They can be able to go ahead and have BS injury reports. Hey, a guy needs a rest day. Hey, a guy has some ankle maintenance. All this bullshit that they come up with just to be able to have guys not play. Or they'll go ahead and say, hey, you might have some floating bodies in your knee. And the player's like, but I don't feel any pain. Yeah, I know that, but you do have some floating bodies in your knee. Hint, hint. Okay, hey, he's going to have surgery next week, shutting him down for the season. Anthony Davis got traded to the Washington Wizards. You know how many games Anthony Davis played for the Washington Wizards? 0. But he's having season-ending surgery for something. Trae Young, he got traded to the Washington Wizards. You know how many games Trae Young's played for the Wizards? 0. So these teams are allowed based on how the CBA is, how the injury report is designed. It's a problem. So here's my fix for tanking. You need to make sure that you have every NBA team has an independent medical staff. And that independent medical staff goes ahead on game days. They'll go ahead and assess your injury report. If that injury report is not accurate, those players that are not on the injury report that do not pass the neutral medical staff's assessment are forced to play. That way we don't get bullshit anymore. We don't get these rest days. We don't get these maintenance days and these load management and this guy has a swollen left toe. It's nonsense. Like it's it's one thing when you see it in football, right? Teams in football, you can't half-ass it in football. You can probably, there's some level of tanking, yes, but that's such a physical sport that you don't want to put people in harm's way just to be able to elevate yourself into a draft pick. But basketball is a completely different situation. They gotta stop this, and that's one way to stop it. The other way to stop it is to give all the teams that are in the lottery the same odds. Give them the same odds. That way, when the lottery does go, you can be number 15, you can be number 1, but number 15 has the same odds as number 1 does. And that is going to level the playing field, because if you don't know where you're going to fall, then would you really tank? But if you knew that, oh, well, if we're one of the worst teams and we're going to get the highest percentage of the pot, then yeah, we're going to go ahead and take that chance. But if you don't know what your chances are, because everybody has the same percentage of odds, then it will stop the ability to tank. And that's how they have to do it, because tanking is nonsense. Like, I understand that teams want to go ahead and go get good players and try to revamp their franchises, but at what degree? Like, there needs to be some integrity of the game. To just be out there just tanking and being allowed to do so, and you only get a $500,000 fine, maybe that's the deterrent. You want to go ahead and tank, fine, but guess what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and not take this year's draft pick. We won't do that to you. But we'll take the subsequent 2 years' draft picks from you. That way, you can go ahead and have this year, but you're not going to have the next few years. We'll take that and we'll put those in forbearance. We'll put them somewhere. Or we'll have them up for grabs for some teams to be able to acquire them. That's the way to be able to stop the tanking. It's nonsense now. I'm over it. I am over basketball at this point. You have 45-year-old men going back to college and getting eligibility to play. You have kids in college football that are getting 6, 7, 8, 9 years of eligibility. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? How do you get a 9th year of eligibility? How does that make sense? What is this, Van Wilder? So, I remember being a Laker fan and remembering how bad my team was for like a 5 or 6 year stretch. It didn't feel good to know that your team was actually actively tanking. And it sucks that you actually actively tank and still not obtain the number 1 pick. That's the part that bothers me, because in back-to-back years, we get the number 2 pick. We got 2 good players. We got Lonzo and Brandon Ingram, right? But they weren't the number 1 pick. Franchise-changing players. That's what concerns me about tanking, is that you're doing all of this and you're hurting veterans' chances to be able to win. You might be giving young players the opportunity to be able to develop and see what they have, but it's just, I don't know, man. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of the tanking. Moving on. I have to admit it now. I have to just enjoy the next couple of months, because I do believe that LeBron James is no longer going to be with the Lakers. And the reason why I know that is because I have been very, very on point with LeBron James and how he moves. I remember back in 2009, I told my boy Kevin, shouts to Kev, I think LeBron James is going to leave Cleveland. He ended up leaving Cleveland. I remember him going back the year before, or the couple of months before he decided to go back to Cleveland after his 4 years in Miami. I had the same conversation with my boy Kev. I said, I got a feeling that LeBron wants to go back to Cleveland. I've heard rumblings that Savannah wants to go back to Cleveland, and he's contemplating it. And very shortly after that, LeBron James went back home. In 2017, it wasn't even 2017. It was 20. When did LeBron get there? It's 2016. 2016 is when they won the championship. I said, okay, LeBron James won a championship in Cleveland. He came to do what he wanted, what he said he was going to do. I think that LeBron James is going to leave. And my boy was just like, hey, you think so? Where's he going to go? I think he's going to the Lakers. I've heard too many rumblings of LeBron James having an affinity for Magic Johnson and the Lakers. And that summer of 2018, he signs with the Lakers. Was it 2017? One of those years. Signs with the Lakers. So, I always have a feeling, and the Lakers lost to the Spurs the other night. Wemby beats the hell out of us. No Luka. Luka's hurt. Austin Reeves is back. LeBron James is there, but the team just doesn't have enough. And LeBron James was asked the question, what do you think the Lakers need? And he didn't even let the reporter finish. He was just like, we can't sustain for 48 minutes. Can't sustain for 48 minutes. Don't have the energy. We don't have the dogs. We don't, whatever it is. I can't remember. I'm paraphrasing, but he's basically saying that the Lakers are not a championship team. If you're 41, 42 years old, you're in year 23, and you literally say in a post-game interview that the team that you're currently on is not a championship team when you're literally in your final days or final years as a professional, and the realization of saying that your team is not a championship team only further tells me he's leaving. And I'm not even mad, because if I'm him, I would leave too. Now, if the Lakers go ahead and try to figure this out, they go ahead and design themselves into a championship team. They make some trades, or they have a plan where they can execute this and LeBron can see it. But we've been in this situation before where every offseason, LeBron James tells Rob Pelinka, hey, these are the players I'd like to see if we can be able to make a deal for. Hey, I'll even take less money if you go get these guys. Rob Pelinka gets none of them. He's like, all right, well, I'll just sign back for the regular bag then. I don't think that this year that's going to happen. I believe that LeBron James is going to do what he always does, play out his contract, and go seek another opportunity somewhere, whether it be with Golden State, whether it be with the Cleveland Cavaliers, whether it be with the Knicks. It's one of those three places that I can see LeBron James going. And that makes me sad, because I'm a big LeBron fan. I love my Lakers. When they both came together, I've been on cloud nine since that time. He's had his longest tenure in any one spot in his career with the Lakers. So, How do I feel about that? How do I feel the rest of the season is going to go? Chalk. That's what I feel. Playing out the string. We got Luka. We got this guy. We got Austin Reeves. But I have this feeling of dread that when LeBron James does leave and all I have is Luka Doncic, I don't feel good about that. I like Luka. I think he's a good player. I don't think that Luka's an NBA Finals guy. I don't think that he can be able to lead this team to an NBA Finals. I just don't. I remember everything that plays in my head is Luka in the finals against the Celtics and him imploding in the finals against the Celtics. Luka's good. Luka can be able to put up great numbers, but is Luka a championship player? I don't know. And I'm starting to think that he isn't. And if he hasn't learned any type of conditioning, any type of moxie, any type of IQ, any type of dominating the floor on both sides of the floor from a LeBron James, I don't have much hope. All the hope that I have is in Mark Walter and the organization to be able to, kind of expand their scouting department, expand their analytics, expand their training department, expand their player development, expand all of the actual departments that are going to be able to allow the Lakers to be able to be a sufficient, consistent organization going forward. That's my hope. But in regards to the product on the court, after LeBron James leaves, it's going to be sad for me. And I don't want to admit it that he is going to leave, but I just think the writing's on the wall. And it's going to be so unceremonious. Like, he's just going to leave and fans are just going to be like, oh my good, LeBron is finally gone, yo. It's like you guys just have this obsession with Kobe Bryant. And I'm a big Kobe fan. I love Kobe, but can you just appreciate the dudes that are here? Can you appreciate the guy that came here, that wanted to come here from this franchise was dead? He wanted to come here and he led this team to a championship, and you still don't have any respect for him? Sometimes I can't stand Laker fans. They just bother me. And when LeBron James is gone and they really see what this team looks like going forward, I hope they're successful because I'm a Laker fan. I'm not going to root against them. But if they're not, I don't want to see those same fans say, babe, when LeBron was here, man, things are okay. Now you're going to get the demon out of me if you get that. I don't want to hear none of that walk back shit. Appreciate the guys when you have them here. Because at the end of the day, they're only here for a short time. And just like that, they're gone. I've appreciated and enjoyed all the years that LeBron James played with the Lakers. Whether they were successful, whether they flamed out in the playoffs, whether they didn't make the playoffs. I was always thankful to know that, Lakers didn't really finish out good this year, but it's always next year. And you got that bad man in your lineup. Anything's possible. And for the first time in 8 years, that's not going to be the case. There is no next year for LeBron James and the Lakers. This is it. And how is it going to end? How are we going to get the ending? Are we going to get a letter from LeBron? Are we going to get a posting or a press release from Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss? I hope not, because I can't stand Rob Pelinka. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but I just see a guy that is playing at such a high level that knows that there's not many years left and I cannot keep wasting it on an organization that doesn't necessarily want to take the risk to be great. They want to go ahead and save things, but they don't want to take the risk to be great. Moving on. What we got? Irrelevant news of the week? Let's go there. I'm depressed.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the... I mean, yeah, they stink.
Every week, go ahead and I see what we have, Silent Assassin. Boy, it's been a very busy week, especially for the All Even podcast. There's my videos are going crazy here. Let's see. What do we got, man? What do we have here? Let's just come out the gate. Woman pays all bills and rent, covers groceries, and gives her man $2,500 monthly while he doesn't work. Silent Assassin, when you hear that, just that, I'm not going to give you any more context until I hear your answer. Thoughts?
Yeah, just like initial context. Be like, you need to get out of there. Situation.
Why does it have to be manipulation for the guy? Huh?
I don't know. I just feel like, just for me, for anybody, like if you're in that situation, guy or girl, I feel like you gotta get out of there if that's the case.
So all right. So here's
initial context.
Here's my question for you then. You meet a guy, everything's good. You guys are working. He has his job. You have yours. And something happens. The guy gets hurt. The job is sick. Something. It's not working anymore. Right? So you got to hold things down. You okay, cool. I got a good job. It's fine. And then he gets better. Then he's just like, hey, I don't think I want to go back. Is that a conversation that you have to have? Because it's like, you're able-bodied now. Get your ass back out there.
Yeah.
Or does the love or the feelings, all right, we can talk about this. How does that work? Because it is a touchy subject.
I feel like if I'm just making like regular money and like we do need like some type of other income, like I'm not your mom. Like go out there and work.
Right.
Like, but if I'm making crazy money, it's a different story.
Right.
Like, go do whatever you want. Like, unless you're doing something. Like, if I'm at work, like, you could be cleaning the house or going grocery shopping.
Not like, sitting around playing Xbox all day.
Yeah, that's like, if that's the case, like, you're just gaming and you're like, oh, my girlfriend, my wife's taking care of it. Like,
although
if
he's making money on gaming, how about that?
You could, but if you're just doing recreational and all that stuff, or you're out drinking, like, no, you got to do something with your life.
I agree. So, like, I am not for people to just schmooze off your significant other. But whatever the arrangement is, look, I am not one to judge somebody's arrangement, because if you don't have the context, then you're just using your anecdotal opinion. Oh, well, I got... No, nobody care about that, okay? Maybe he wants to be Kevin Federline. How about that? There's nothing wrong with that. Well, I got context here for you. So this lady goes ahead and this looks like an X or a tweet, or what do you want to call it? Twex. Let's clear this up right now. No, she says, I am not being used. It's not manipulation. It's mutually beneficial for us. I'm literally just posting pictures of my feet. No face, no talking, no drama. So, okay, so there we go. That's the context. This woman gets paid to post foot pictures online. And her husband used to be a blue-collar worker, worked very hard, according to her. She got this gig that pays her a substantial amount of money, must have nice feet, or bad feet. Who knows what people are into. And she says, hey, he must have been holding things down before. It's my turn now, and I'm going to give him an allowance. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Because if he put in his work and she sees that, and now she wants to make sure that he's good because she got enough money to be able to pass around for everybody, then why the hell not? Mm-hmm. You know, you got people out there too judgmental. I'll go ahead and read the comments. Let me see what's going on here. Let's see.
Also, too, like, for, like, a relatively, like, just crazy thing. Like, she's not even, like, working. Like, really. Like, she's just taking the socks off, taking a picture, and then she's good getting that
They hanging out. They hanging out. And look how she found this. This is nasty work. Look at here. For context. We always love context, right? Mm-hmm. I was scrolling one afternoon when I saw a girl say she paid her house selling feet pics on Feet Finder. And it caught my attention. I thought it was weird. But then it clicked. I'd always been randomly complimented on my feet. Friends, strangers, even comments online. Wait, why should I not do it? My goodness, interesting. She said, here's what surprised me. Men don't want influencers. They don't want subscriptions. They don't want conversation. They want specific photos privately. And they'll pay $20 to $200 per photo. That's insane. Now, as a guy, right? Your woman is over here making all of this money. You guys are raking in the dough. But it doesn't dawn on you. It's just like, yo, what kind of foot pictures you send to these people? Like, where's your foot located? Mm-hmm. What is your foot in? What are you putting in between the toe? I need to know. Okay, there needs to be some type of regulation here. Yeah. Okay, you're not gonna get crazy. Yeah.
So, like, what's the difference between like a $20 and a $200 photo?
Yeah.
Like, what is the foot doing?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the range.
Listen, I think, listen, if my significant other was doing that, I'd be like, yo, listen, you can do all of this, just don't have no MAGA flag wrapped up. But honey, it's a $500. I don't care. We got rules here, okay? There's rules. But listen, I don't see anything wrong with that. You know, a lot of people, they tend to genderize certain roles, mm-hmm. right? Like, if it works for you, it works for you. Who's to say that anybody should be able to have any type of opinion about what your personal life is? But at the end of the day, if you put it out there, mm-hmm. then you're gonna be subject to criticism. That's one thing. It's just like, you didn't have to post none of this. Yeah. Like, you posted it because you're an idiot and you want everybody in your business. Like, some people are just dumb. Like, why would you, if this is what me and my wife are doing, I don't want nobody knowing about it. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know if one of my friends is a creep and they're on this foot site and all of a sudden, oh, sending this person $600. I don't want to hear about this. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, yeah, Shorty's on a foot site, and then my friend has this weird foot site. Oh, well. And then he's looking at my wife's feet.
It's just, like, weird.
It's odd.
I've seen that come, like, obviously, with the influencer when that kind of blew up on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Influencers were using OnlyFans as, like, another revenue source, and then like, it was a YouTube group. So it was a YouTube group. And the boys were then searching onto the girls' profiles, but the girls not knowing, but then it got leaked. It's like, also, how do you feel about that? Like, one of your close guy friends now, like, knowing what you look like.
Very
that's
odd.
Just weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know, just keep things personal. Keep it to yourself. Yeah.
That's listen, if you're gonna do that type of content, then you there's no, not saying that it has to be shame, but there's no embarrassment at that point. Like, you're already out there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but the foot thing is a little discreet. That's fun. Yeah. To each. Moving on. Let's see here. Oh, this is funny. I didn't even talk about this. Guess who's retired from betting?
Who?
And it makes sense because when I saw this, I knew the Patriots were going to lose. I knew it. Mm-hmm. A week out, knew they were going to lose. Mm-hmm. That's why I said what I said on the pod. Drake.
Yeah.
Drake said, "Oh, I think I'm done with betting." You should, because any team that you bet to win loses. Any boxer that you put money on loses. Just stop. Stop wasting your money. Save it. You got a lot of it. Don't blow it on gambling. Because you're just not good at it.
Yeah.
Some people they just don't have the touch. It's like me. I know sports. I think I'm very very good at certain things and predictions and all this other stuff, trends, but I am not a good gambler. I don't care to do it. And I think I'm not that great at it. So I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Personally, it never really made sense to me, like, why people with that type of money gamble. Like, Bruno Mars allegedly went bankrupt.
Is that true?
End of last year, where he was struggling for money because he's addicted to gambling.
Wow.
But it's like, how bad do you have to be that you lose $100 million, like, with gambling like that, and then to go that excessive as well is just crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, for you to get to that level is pretty bad. It really is.
Yeah.
Did you see this? RFK Jr. admits that he used to snort coke off toilet seats.
I did see that little thing on X Twitter.
And this is the guy that's leading the health department?
Yeah. Very clean and healthy to do that.
It'd be one thing if you say I did coke off of somebody's back. But a toilet seat?
Yeah.
And then now we have to go ahead and ask questions because there's different toilet seats out there, right? Like if it's a house toilet seat where this is a nice place, okay, a little upscale, it's still a toilet. Still a toilet seat. And somebody got their nasty yams on this thing here, but fine. But if it's a Subway toilet seat, if it's a restaurant toilet seat, if it's a gas station toilet seat, I have concerns.
Yeah. Like, you have something beyond worry about the cocaine.
Oh, no, a guy like RFK, look, I truly believe that he's one of those people. It doesn't matter what he does, his body is immune to it because it's like, you know how some people are like homeless and they're out in the elements and their skin actually, it looks like it turns to leather. Like,
it looks like
you're just adaptive to whatever environment. RFK looks like that to me. Like, if the world were to blow up tomorrow, he would still be here. He would be the last person alive just because he has like cockroach abilities. He just looks like that type of person. He looks like a human version of a cockroach.
Should never die.
Yeah, it just won't die. Like, you can spray it with pesticides. You can do a whole bunch of things to it, and it'll just figure out a way to continue to just go through and live. That's RFK.
It was like funny too. Like, I think I mentioned it over the summer where he was swimming. I think on 4th of July weekend with his grandkids, like in this river that everyone was saying was contaminated.
With sewage and all that stuff. Yeah.
It's like, get out of there, get out of there. He's like, no, I'm fine.
Yeah. He's a toxic crusader. That's who he is.
Yeah.
He's Swamp Thing. That's what he is. Nothing is going to kill this man unless he wants to go. That's him. Leatherskin. That's what I'm gonna start calling him. It's a good name for him, Leatherskin. You see how he looks? He looks like a
looks crazy, sounds crazy.
Yeah.
And nothing's knocking him out.
There's nothing taking this man out except if he wants to go. It's like a Highlander. Like, you know, you immortal. And when he can get you, like, if you get your head chopped off, then that's it. But you'll live 1,000 years plus if you just avoid that. RFK. Doesn't matter what happens to him. Car accident, plane crash, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Bear attack. Yeah. Fine. Moving on. Melania is the lowest rated movie of all time. Melania is currently the lowest rated movie of all time on IMDb. The film is sitting at a 1.1 star rating with over 17,000 views. Poor Melania.
I did see that statistic, but then also too, like on Rotten Tomatoes they have like the audience score, and it was like a 90 something. It's just all Donald Trump. Just
oh man, I'm sure it's all Donald Trump. He probably bought like maybe 500,000 tickets.
Because IMDb is critic, like certified critic reviews, and then you have
this is the real stuff. Listen, my heart goes out to you. No, it doesn't. Oh, this one's interesting. This one I like. Doesn't apply to you though, because you're different, but it does apply to you. Research says Gen Z is the first generation to officially be dumber than no.
I did see that, yeah.
I believe it. I believe it. Okay, I'm sorry, but most young people have brain rot. Like they can't function without this. Yeah. You know the videos that bother me the most is the videos that they have a guy or a girl that's quizzing these young people about like certain things. Hey, what is this? And they'll have a Walkman in their hand and they won't know what it is. Yeah. A VCR, they won't know what it is. A CD. Some don't even know what a CD is.
Yeah, that's crazy. It is like a lot to like where I saw it was like maybe a kid like the younger that like he was looking through a photo album and he was like going like this, like trying to zoom in on like a physical photo, and I'm like we're destroyed.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like his parent was like filming behind him and he's trying to like do like the little pinching thing onto a physical photo. So it was crazy. But I mean, like,
I'm telling you, like this generation is they're cooked.
Yeah.
They're cooked. Like they have no brain processing power. Because they allow this to do everything for them. Yeah. It's a fact. Like just think about our society. GPS. People just have GPS on just to have it on. Yeah. They can be going up the street. They got a GPS on.
I just like to do it just to track my time. I don't even have like the voice on. Yeah. I just like to see like if there's any traffic or whatever. It's
just a part of life now. Yeah. Like your phone talks to you. If you need something, you can just ask the phone. You don't even have to type in anything. You don't have to set any reminders. You can just ask the phone to do it. Like you can ask Grok or Chat GPT. Like there's no thinking anymore. Like, I remember growing up as a kid, and obviously there were things that we didn't grow up with that we were exposed to, though. Like, I knew what a record player looked like. Yeah. I knew what an 8-track tape looked like. I knew what an Atari game system looked like. I knew what a 1960s Corvette looked like. I understood that cars were built out of metal back then. Like there was just different things that people did that we knew about because we either heard it word of mouth or we go ahead and go look things up because we were very, very big on knowing our history, knowing certain trends that were back in the 60s and 70s and stuff like that. And we are like, oh, cool, we like to see how things evolve. That's how 80s babies were. Like, we were very, very, like, in tuned with the advancement of society and the advancement of technology because we grew up with it. So, me in my 40s now, I've seen everything. I've seen all the steps of everything. But that's us, is that we are thinkers. We want to research and find things. This generation doesn't do that. No. They don't care about 5 years ago, much less 15 or 20 or 30 years ago. That's a problem because that now makes me think that how are you going to, as a generation, going to evolve and grow if you don't know where you come from? gotta know where you come from to know where you're going.
Yeah. It's like crazy. Even like since I was in high school, you know, next year would be 10 years, which is crazy. But
That's
like
wild.
even like doing like a paper, you have like the different like sort. It was like the first person, second person, third person source, whatever.
Yeah.
It was like you have like the textbook, you have the actual human being, whatever.
Yep.
Like they didn't let us do anything online. Like we had to get a textbook and go in and copy who said this line or whatever, where we got the text from, and everything was like prohibited to get anything off the internet and whatnot. And then literally 9 years later, how everything's
Everything's
on
internet.
The internet.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So let's see what they say. They say a neuroscientist told Congress that Gen Z is the first generation to score lower on school tests than the generation before them. Dr. Jared Cooney, Horvath said that they did worse in areas like attention, memory, reading, math, and overall thinking skills. Absolutely. He believes that this is partly because Gen Z grew up with the constant screen time, spending many hours a day on phones, tablets, and computers. And he says too much time on screens can make it harder to focus and learn deeply, and he thinks schools should limit screen use and return to more traditional learning methods like reading books. Absolutely. Like, there's no reason why, if you're in school, you should be able to have access to as much technology as there is in your regular life. Like, if you're going to go ahead and go outside and be a dummy, then go outside and be a dummy. But when you're here in this learning establishment, in this particular building, we are taking all of this away, and you're going to learn the old school way because that's the only way to learn. Seriously.
Yeah.
The only way to learn history is to read it.
Yeah.
You can't touch history. You can't scroll. You need to read it, and not read just to get a question right on the test. You gotta read to comprehend what you're reading and understand it. And that's what a lot of this generation does as well, is that they may research something, but they're only researching something for a reason.
Yeah.
Like to maybe answer a test question, or they're having a debate with somebody and they have to chat GPT something real quick. But are you reading to understand what you're reading? To grasp the entire concept of the subject? I don't think so.
No. Like having to actually like say like, hey, you're gonna read this chapter or this set of pages for homework, and then break down everything that this thing means.
Absolutely
like,
not. They don't have the attention span for that. I don't think that kids have the attention span right now to sit down and read a book.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're capable of doing it.
No, like even reading like it's like a whole like it's millennial coded and stuff, you know, to read books.
Yeah.
And stuff, or like you're considered like an old soul, like whatever.
Yeah.
If you like to read books and stuff, because it's not in the element anymore. Even too, like people want to read, they read like on a Kindle.
It's a wild
like,
audiobook.
Yeah.
It's insane how things have, like, technology is it's great, but I think it's just made people a lot lazier.
It's just supposed to be a resource, not everything.
Yeah. It's just like how we talk about baseball and analytics, right? It's not supposed to run your sport. It's supposed to be a tool to be able to help you advance the sport. Technology is not supposed to be something that you rely upon 24/7. It's supposed to be a tool to be able to help you continue to advance and to improve as a person in a society, not solely rely on it. And that's why around the country, around the world, we have the worst education system in the world.
Yeah.
Everybody else, look at China and Japan, are more advanced than us.
Yeah.
In regards with technology, they have a lot of technology out there, but their kids learn the basics in school.
Yeah, you have to learn tangibly. Like that's the best. Like for like as a whole, like for a majority of people, is just tangibly learning.
Yeah.
And stuff, like actually having the books out, actually having pen and paper out, and when I just writing it repeatedly down and understanding what you're doing.
You know when I knew that we were cooked? And this was way before like Chat GPT and all that stuff. The first time I heard somebody say LOL. I didn't understand it at first. Because it's like, oh my goodness, LOL. I'm just like, did you just use a text phrase and say it out loud? That's when I knew we were done.
Yeah. That is crazy. Like when people like say like OMG. Or I remember like when YOLO was like a big
Oh my God. Shoot me. Shoot me.
Yeah.
What's the other one? YK. I know you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
I know you know something. Whatever the hell it is. I'm sick of that.
IDK. Yeah, you can't use text, acronyms, whatever.
It's just dumb.
Yeah. In real life.
I am over this generation. I am skipping Gen Z, and whoever's after that, I'm gonna see if we can be able to have hope. Yeah. I got no hope for Gen Z. No. Like there's a portion of y'all that are gonna be all right, but man, I would say your generation may have the dumbest people that are going to be somewhere in this society, whether they're leaders, thought leaders, influencers, but you're going to have maybe 85% of Gen Z completely useless. 15% of y'all going to be all right. Y'all going to have skills and tools and be able to, be leaders and go into government or have just successful careers. But for the bulk of Gen Z, no hope. No hope. I have zero hope. I have more hope than the aliens coming down here and passing some technology to us than I have Gen Z actually coming up with something that's going to advance society. I would pass it on to the aliens before I pass it on to Gen Z. Yeah. No hope.
Yeah, definitely. I like when millennials was an insult for a while, but even though we weren't millennials until they actually then this is Gen Z, because I didn't even know what I feel like a lot of people didn't even know Gen Z existed until a couple years ago. What is this generation? What does it call them millennials?
Right.
And then Gen Z came about, and then it's just the talk of everything.
Listen,
Gen Z.
As a millennial, we adopt you, Silent Assassin. Okay, you don't have any Gen Z in you. Okay, you're born in the wrong generation. Yeah. But we've adopted you with the millennials. All right, you're okay with us. I think that's it. That's all I got. That is all for irrelevant news in the week.
You got to be kidding me! I mean, how do you watch the? They stink.
Mets news. Let's talk about it. I teased something to you, and I said you wouldn't believe who is taking first base reps. Mm-hmm. Did you think about it yet?
I don't think so. That they haven't played before? Or they have?
That they haven't played the position before?
Yeah.
They've had a cup of tea.
Cup of tea? I don't know. Vientos?
Mark Vientos. I saw Jorge Polanco out there taking first base reps, taking grounders, looking good. And who did I see behind him? I said, what are we doing?
Yeah.
This man has 2 left feet. I don't want him nowhere near first base.
Yeah.
If I was upset about Pete Alonso, you think I want this guy at first base?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Because especially after the Bichette move, wasn't it supposed to be Polanco and was it Beatty, I believe?
Yeah, but I think they got plans for putting Beatty in right now.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with, but move them all around the damn diamond. I don't want Vientos playing first base.
Certified.
And I thought that he had a future at first base. I have taken it back.
Be certified DH.
Yes. Yeah. That's all he is.
Yeah.
All he is.
Yeah. Especially too, after, I remember when he played a couple games last year, and it seemed he's gotta sit down.
Dude,
he cannot play any position.
No defensive instincts. He has bad feet, bad timing. It's not his fault. Some people just don't have it. He ain't got it. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, look, it's spring training, right? This is not games. This is not important pennant chase. So if they're gonna give him reps, it's definitely give them to him now to see if they can be able to maybe say, hey, listen, like we don't have no plans to play you here, but in an emergency, we could play you here because if your bat is hot, we want to keep you in the lineup. This is the way to do so.
Yeah.
If we're gonna have somebody else play DH or whatever it is, we're gonna alternate the DH. So I don't see anything wrong with it, but I was just like, why is he still here? That's the whole point to me. It's just like, look, we got rid of everybody that I wanted to get rid of. Pete's gone. Nemo's gone. McNeil's gone. And the only person that was left to go was Vientos. And he's still here. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. Thoughts about Frankie?
Obviously it's better to take care of something like that now than later. There's like a bit of, I was reading into it today. It's a good thing he's a switch hitter because, obviously alternating like the hand position's better versus if he was, just getting it on the, which hand was it? The left hand?
Is this his left hand?
Left hand, I'm not sure. But even whatever hand it is, like if he's just like a left-hand hitter, like that takes more time to kind of, it takes about like 2 months I saw to kind of get back to full power and get everything back in the strength in his hand because allegedly it's been bothering him for a few years. Yeah. So finally get that done. I mean, I would prefer if they did even earlier than the start of spring training. But that's kind of been, I guess, the new injury plague going around is this type of injury. But I also saw a comment too. It's like, so 2 months, like that's Lindor's, usual start to the season anyway. So like, no worry there.
Yeah.
But they said the after getting the surgery, he should be back to normal and not really have any issue going forward after the recovery period. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, like you said, it's best to get it out of the way now. And it had to be to the point where it was extremely probably uncomfortable for him and really starting to bother him. Maybe he couldn't grip the bat anymore because Lindor's not a guy that complains about being hurt. No. He plays through injury. He plays banged up. He's an old school type of guy. He doesn't want to miss games. He wants to be out there. So for him to go to management and say, yeah, this is really bothering me. There had to be some type of hairline fracture that he's had for a while that he can be able to, figure out or pain manage. But maybe, who knows? Maybe that's why he starts slow. You never know, because of the cold, his hand is just not, you know what I mean? You never know why. And who knows if he goes ahead and cleans this up now you're going to see a guy that can be able to hit a lot better early on in the season. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, especially with like bat grip, like that's a lot to kind of, you're squeezing the bat hard and like your hand's like hurting from it.
Yeah.
Obviously that's gonna, mess up.
Yeah.
Your play a lot.
Develop scar tissue in it and all that other stuff. So, I'm happy that they're cleaning it up. So they're not. So Mendy said that he's not gonna play Bichette at short.
Yeah. So there was Ronnie, and then there was
Brujan.
Yeah, that guy, and then there was another. I didn't even know they picked up. I don't even know his name. And it starts with a K, something. No idea who it was. I can look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
That was what's his name? Vidal.
Oh yeah, that's Vidal Brujan.
And then the other guy. 1 second. What's the option? But that's just.
I'm happy about Ronnie though, because listen, I think Ronnie is tremendous, and I think that if you're gonna be able to give him reps at short, that's his natural position, I just think that he's gonna be able to excel. I think Ronnie's gonna be great, man. I something tells me that he's the guy that we need wherever you decide to put him. I think Ronnie is going to be exceptional. And I think I don't see why they don't put a first base glove in Ronnie's hand. Seriously. He's a guy, he's like, what, 6'3", 200 something pounds. This is a guy that has the athleticism to play first base.
Yeah, like just like a big guy, like looks like he can like stretch good. If, like, and he just needs like a chance to play every day.
Right.
Because he's never given the opportunity here. Like we've seen in the minors how good he is. And kind of not being rotting on the bench because he doesn't have any options left.
Right.
So this might be his time to kind of shine or be like that
versatility
player and move around and play every day. Give some days off to Polanco. He could DH.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Thoughts about Kodai Senga. Kodai Senga had met with the media and talked about that, his focus is to stay healthy the whole season. Never wanted to leave the Mets. There was that report that came out that his representation went to David Stearns. It was just like, we don't want to go. We want to stay just because, we love New York. We believe that we can be successful here. And, I myself was happy to not see him move just because I think Senga is very talented. I think he's a guy that is not making a lot of money with the Mets. He's only making $16 million. Not saying that that's not a lot of money, but for a mid-starter, that's value. Think about it, we're paying Montas more money than Senga.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yeah. I 100% agree. Like, if they were going to give him up, like, I expected to get a lot back.
Yeah.
Just because, like, he is, when healthy, in my opinion, I think.
He's a top pitcher.
I think the stats show, too, he's a top pitcher in baseball. And then once, I think I mentioned it last year, like, I feel like he needs a longer recovery time. I feel like just from seeing it, because if kind of right when he comes back from injury, he has a difficult time. But, as the season started last year, like, he pitched good. Like, granted, he couldn't pitch deep into games, but, he was pitching good.
Yeah.
He wasn't giving up a lot of runs, and then got hurt, came back, and then just kind of completely fell off. His rookie year, I think he finished second in Rookie of the Year voting, and he pitched, like, a 2-something.
It was a sub-3 ERA.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't really want to see him go unless I feel like if they got like a really good package for him, but I feel like, that might have been difficult to get. But yeah, I have a lot of hopes for him. He is like an ace caliber pitcher, when he's pitching right. So I'm excited to see what he does this year. So
absolutely, I am with you 100%. Is there any surprises that you are anticipating in camp?
I don't know surprises, but I feel like I'm interested to see how Bo Bichette does, because I feel like I'm like, he's on the Mets. It just feels weird, like just how everything went down and just seeing him here, and I guess kind of the loss of the other players. It's like, oh, like we got like another like superstar, really good player. So I'm excited to see what he does, and even his transition to third base and how that plays out, and how Soto, Lindor, Bichette kind of form that new, superhero team. So
yeah, because according to Mendy, I think he's gonna play them at the top of the lineup.
Yeah. So that'll be exciting to see. If Lindor, Soto, and Bo Bichette, your top three is pretty.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
So yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know if I necessarily have a surprise. I think my surprise would be maybe from the pitching staff, not necessarily from the position players. Like a guy like Christian Scott, Dylan Ross, even a guy like Freddie Peralta. I want to see how he adapts here. He looks very, very happy to be a Met.
Everything you see him, like, he has such a big smile. He's like, I love it here, like, all this stuff. Like, so I feel like he's going to have a really, really good year just based on vibes, you know, alone.
And vibes are good. Sign him. Re-sign him now. Okay, let's not even wait. Also, too, I want to see Carson Bench.
I was thinking even really old guy, but Craig Kimbrell.
Craig Kimbrell. He looks young as hell.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell you hanging out with, but he looks young as hell with that haircut.
The age, but he's on, you know, been playing for almost 20 years, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But like, to have like a Hall of Fame pitcher, like, and even though I was looking at his stats not so long ago, he's only had like 3 bad years, and only one of them was like a full pitching year.
Yeah.
So like, if you're going with that, combine them like 2 bad years.
Yeah, he's a guy. He's a guy that's gonna be. You don't want to overuse him.
Yeah.
But he'll be good in spots, and if you got a guy that's a good spot guy, then that's great.
Yeah.
You know, you got Tobias Myers that they're gonna stretch out. They want to make him a starter or kind of like a hybrid guy. You know, you have, like I said, you got Dylan Ross. You got, who knows what AJ Minter is gonna be when he comes back. Christian Scott, like, very interesting guy for me. You know, I'm seeing all of these videos with Jonah Tong just smiling all over the place. Like, I've never seen that kid not smile.
Yeah. Yeah.
He reminds me of Tim Lincecum. He really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's going to be exciting to see his second year, McClain's second year as well. How they, you know, do. So.
I'm hyped. I'm not gonna lie, man. I am hyped. I was so happy when the Super Bowl was over. That baseball time. Yeah, yes. It's good. That's what you want. David Stern's been cooking. Who do you think is going to have a big spring?
Big spring.
I have mine.
Alvarez.
Why? Get out of my brain. Get out of my brain. That is, listen, El Troll, I believe this is the year for him. It has to be.
Yeah, yeah. Just for everything, like make or break type of year, really, for them to even kind of go ahead and think about like, oh, it's time for us to move on. Shall we draft another catcher and whatnot? And, you know, he's a favorite of mine. So I think, you know, it's due time and he's healthy and he looks good.
Yeah.
You know, so far what we've seen. So, you know, definitely, yeah, that's my breakout.
Same here. Same here. I think JP Arancibia being up here to be able to kind of give him that confidence, man. We need the masher. We need that guy. I want him to just swing at will. Okay? Yeah. Just swing as hard as you can up there, kid. We don't care about nothing else. We don't care. I don't need him to be Mike Piazza and hit 350. He'll never be that. He'll never be Yadier Molina either. I just need you to hit the ball over the fence.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's it. Because if you can become a 30 home run guy out of the catcher spot,
yeah, that's all we need.
You crazy?
Yeah.
Like, it's unheard of in this day and age.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
what are you at, like 25, 27?
I think it was 27 his rookie year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And showed you know, obviously he had a long swing, and you know, you got idiots like Eric Chavez who are trying to change it. Don't change him. You go ahead and you might, maybe you gotta move him back in the box. Maybe you gotta change his trajectory to the ball. You know, be able to close up the zone a little bit. There's different things that you can be able to do with a guy's swing instead of trying to compact his swing and, hey, we want you to go other way. No, you're a pull hitter. Hit the ball out of the park. That's what you do. That's why you got called up here. Seriously. He didn't get called up for his defensive chops.
No.
He was an offensive catcher his entire career in the minors. And it was just like, oh, we don't know if he's going to be able to translate as a defensive catcher, but he does have the potential to do so. And he got up here. He showed great promise in regards to offensively. And then year 2, it's like, yo, his defense really came around.
Yeah, definitely got a lot better.
And his defense was better than his offense. So it's like this is a guy that has the whole package now, and I'm just super excited for him. Super excited for him. Super hopeful that he can be able to put it together because we need him. We need him. 100%. We need him in that lineup to be good.
Yeah.
The Phillies made news today, getting rid of Mr. Castellanos.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting story.
Yeah.
What's the story again?
So he had put out kind of like a goodbye letter, written out on loose leaf paper, which is kind of interesting. But he's a weird person.
But why did he do that?
So I don't know. Just took a picture of it, posted it on Instagram or whatever, Twitter it was. But there was a second set of letters saying that, you know, he was kind of signaled by a teammate that an article was going to come out about him having a beer in the dugout that this past season, and he just wanted to address it coming from his own words because he never got approached by, you know, the person who created the article. So he was saying how he, during a Philly game, you know, last season, he got taken out over defensive reasons, and he went to the clubhouse, got a beer, brought it into the dugout, and did not open up the beer.
Just he was the kind of out there,
yeah. So he was kind of addressed by, you know, some people in the W, like, hey, like, you know, you can't have that here and whatnot. And then had discussions with Rob Townsend after the game, and he got benched the next day over the issue. So there's just kind of, you know, I guess relationship issues kind of spiraling out. And he's a very, like, outspoken player and, you know, says whatever he wants and whatnot. So, and then there's been some, obviously recently with Dave Dombrowski kind of saying publicly, like, hey, like, he's not going to be on the team, you know, this upcoming season.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
I've never really heard an owner or general manager be that direct with a player outside of, you know, a player really being, like, insubordinate, right? But
yeah, even, like, obviously you don't do that, and to be a veteran player like him, to even think about that, it's kind of like, oh, like, what are you doing? But it is kind of like a one-off, I mean, a public eye, you know, situation. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I feel like there's like a better way to address it rather than kind of put this player out on blast. And Dave Dombrowski's went on record even to talk about Bryce Harper out into the public,
yeah,
crazy
that was weird.
like that. You know, there's some questions on his end as well, with how he's treating, you know, players. And, you know, for Nick Castellanos, he was a fan favorite in Philly, and what he's done for, you know, the city and their playoff run. Like, he had a relatively, we looked at it, was it 2023, 2022 season, like a relatively good season.
Yeah.
And also, too, he also thanked in the letter, like, for the fans welcoming his son Liam, because, like, he was always out in the stands, and they were having a great, you know, he was having a great time with the fans out there, you know, every game he was at. So it is kind of like a heartbreak situation for Phillies fans because he was just so loved there. But, yeah, it's interesting to see where he's going to end up because I don't think he's going to be a free agent for long.
Depending on what he wants, because obviously him being released, you know, his salaries being paid for by the Phillies. You know, we talked about this off pod, and it was just like, it just seems like a very arrogant move for the Phillies to make in regards to not releasing him. That's not the arrogant move. It's just the fact that you will go ahead and, like, publicly report this or publicly say this.
Yeah.
To a player that has been a pretty integral part of your team over the last 4 years. And for them to go ahead and make this step, but as you said, it's kind of on brand based on the comments that Dombrowski made with Bryce Harper. You go ahead and you do this to Nick Castellanos. This team, they have this, like, attitude about them like they're the Dodgers. Like, you guys have been winning so much. You won 3 World Series in the last 4 years, and you can be able to dictate what you want. You haven't won anything. You haven't won shit. So, you know, it's just one of those things where it's just like, he'll be fine. He'll get somewhere. I would love for David Stearns to take a chance on him. It's not going to happen, but he's a perfect locker room guy to be able to bring in, especially as a extra outfielder or a DH or a bench guy. Why the hell not? So we'll see what happens. Now I'm not gonna rule it out, but is it probable? No, it's not probable that it's gonna happen. Yeah, there was also some news about the Braves. I think Swellenbacher got hurt, and nobody cares. I was telling people the other day, don't tell me about no NL East people if it's not the Mets. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want the Braves to be good. Actually, matter of fact, I want Acuna to find a way out.
Yeah.
And you come to Queens. Okay, I'd take him. I'd take his ass. There's no hard feelings. We didn't want your brother, but we want you. Yeah. We didn't want your brother, but we want you. But yeah, a lot of good things are gonna happen in regards to the Mets this year, man. I do believe, sometimes it's, there's no pressure on them, but I do believe that they've put together a very good team this offseason. Every Met fan should be proud of the team that was put out. There's a lot of pitching depth. There is some variation on offense. It could go two ways. It could go very bad. It could go very good. But you do have some stabilizing players in that in that starting lineup. That's very, very good for me. That is it. And now we go to the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Every week I go around the room and I ask, who is the Dummy of the Week? Silent Assassin, who do you have for your dummy, madam?
I'm going to go with Jake Paul.
Oh, Jake Paul. My goodness, that's a good one.
Dummy, yeah.
That's a good one. Why is Jake Paul your dummy?
So he made some comments about Bad Bunny, obviously, during the Super Bowl halftime show, him being a fake American and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. The people kind of called him out for it, and he had 3 walkbacks. Yeah, he has some MJ moonwalk backs. Yeah. Yeah. So he's like, I don't know, who was on my Twitter last night, but, I love Bad Bunny. I didn't mean that he was a fake American. He is an American. I live in Puerto Rico. I love Puerto Rico, but he's a hypocrite and blah, blah, blah. He's taking advantage of the system that I'm taking advantage of and all this stuff.
The I got hacked excuse. It's like the dog ate my homework excuse back in the day. Teachers used to look at you like, you ain't got no damn dog.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, come on now, really?
Yeah.
It was so bad that his brother Logan had to come out and say, I don't support nothing my brother says.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. Yeah, even like Logan, he was on a red carpet or something on an event. He's like, "Oh, are you excited for the Super Bowl again?" He's like, "No," but then I think he was just joking or just being a weirdo that he is, and then just kind of walk away. He's like, "I love Bad Bunny and all this stuff. Yeah, I don't partake in anything that Jake says.
Yeah,
he's just a clown." But yeah, I just find it interesting. I also find it interesting too, like their fiance and wife are not also American citizens. So.
Again, people love to just do things because it's cool in the moment. It's community. Yeah, you tell them it's America. So what does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean? That you want America? What? Again, we talked about this early in the pod, at the intro. What does it mean to? If you're in America, this is a melting pot. You should be able to have all different types of cultures of music to be able to represent your country. That's why America is so great. It's not because it's a white ethno state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's everything. Even the greatest city in the world, New York, has every type of culture. That's what makes it great, because you can go down any type of street and see different, cultures.
You see a halal truck on the corner.
Yeah.
You go see dudes out there playing CeeLo on the corner. You got somebody that's selling CDs on the other. You got people, dancing and playing music. There's street fairs that are going on. It's just the way New York is.
Yeah.
It's a melting pot. I loved going to high school, where I went to high school. Mm-hmm. There was everybody. Mm-hmm. First time I saw a Greek girl was in high school.
What is
It's
that?
like, I had no idea you guys look like this. Why I need to go to Greece. It's amazing. You know what I mean? Oh, Spanish girls. Nice. It was everything.
Yeah.
So it's like that's the type of environment you want to grow up in, just because it just makes you a more well-rounded person.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, everybody doesn't have that type of advantage. Sometimes people are, they grow up in all white neighborhoods, and then you get exposed to that a little later. There's nothing wrong, but it's just it's important that at some point in your life you do get exposed to that, because it does make you feel or appreciate the exclusivity of being inclusive, making sure that everybody is treated fairly. And hey, listen, I didn't grow up with black people in my neighborhood, but man, I have so many black friends now. It's so cool to be able to, like, enjoy different cultures, enjoy different points of view, enjoying different experiences. That's what life is. That's what America is. That's what the world is. You know what I mean? And for people to want to go ahead and try to tell you different, it's all based in fear. And I'll talk about that a little later in my PSA. But that's a good one. Logan Paul definitely deserves it.
Dummy.
And I'm surprised because he couldn't say anything, because his jaw is still wired shut from what Anthony Joshua did to him.
Dummy.
So he can go ahead and go Twitter type all he wants, but he's the biggest.
Dummy. Yeah.
And I thought that Jake Paul would win, because there's gonna be times where you have a dummy. I'm just like, you know what? Your dummy is so good, I don't need one, because that's impressive. That does it for both of us. It's not today though. Can you go find the name of the person that did this? Because I want to get it accurate. Because we were passing this along this morning, and it was very funny. Just let me know when you get it, so I can start.
Chris Getz.
Chris Getz. Is that his name?
Getz.
Yes, Getz. So my dummy of the week is White Sox GM Chris Getz.
Dummy. Yeah.
Chris Getz gets mine because I don't know when the White Sox became this much of a clown show, but they got a great history. Frank Thomas, you got Ozzie Guillen. There's so many great players that have gone to the White Sox. Great players. Robin Ventura was a White Sox. There's so many greats. So they have a rich history. But man, are they in bad situations now. You got players like Luis Robert that wanted to leave. He didn't want to play. How much he hated being there. Yeah, what's the kid's name that played, what's his name? Vaughn. Vaughn got traded to the Brewers and turned into what's his name there? The hell is the outfielder they have over there, man? He came from the Marlins. What's his name? It's escaping me. But he's damn near Tony Gwynn over there. Call it that. The man can't miss. He's hitting over 300, hitting like 215 with the White Sox. Nobody wants to play for the White Sox. They don't care. It's a shit show. Well, Mr. Chris Getz, he goes ahead and trades off Luis Robert. He says, yeah, we can trade Luis Robert now. We're going to trade him to the Mets. Why? Because, hey, I wanted a switch hitter. And David Stern says, hey, I got one for you. You ever heard of Luis Angel Acuna? Never heard of him. He bats switch hitting. He's a switch hitting guy, really. Great defense, can run the bases, fast. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, let's go ahead and make that trade. Trade goes down. And Mr. Chris Getz, every chance he gets, he is talking up Luis Angel Acuna, how much he likes the kid, and the kid has potential, and he's a switch hitter, which is good, because you want to have a guy that's going to be able to keep the pitching off balance, which is nice. So he can play defense. He can run the bases. He got speed. He's a switch hitting player. And the reporters are just like, should we tell him? No, we don't want to get our credentials taken away. We're just going to sit here. And he says it again. He keeps saying it. Has anybody corrected this man yet?
I don't think publicly. I think you just kind of let him talk, whatever he's
What
saying.
is happening? Even Luis Angel, when he hears, it's like, what happened? I'm telling you, I think David Stern shafted Chris Getz. I think Chris Getz thought that he was getting Ronnie Mauricio. And David Stern sent him Luis Angel Acuna instead, and he didn't look at the paperwork. So I do believe that he thinks that Acuna is Mauricio. That's my only that's the only thing that I can think of, because you talk about defense. Ronnie can run the bases. He's a good base runner. Not saying that he's a speed demon. Switch hitting, power. That's Ronnie. That's not Acuna. It's never been him. And I feel bad for the kid, because he's going to get all the opportunity to play and, really make headway in his major league career. But what a place to do it at. That is a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if you can even call it professional baseball. Are the White Sox even a professional team at this point? I don't think that they're better than the Binghamton Mets. I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
They stink. Man, listen, if this is going to be the situation with the White Sox, I hope that David Stearns calls them again. Say, hey, there's another player out there that, contract coming up soon. We got some other switch hitters out here. No, David, you're not gonna get me again. Listen. I understand that there was a mix-up. Maybe something with the paperwork. I don't know. I told you that it was Acuna was getting. You might not have heard me, but listen, we do have a guy that we call the American Shohei. How about that? What do you mean? He bats and he pitches. Really? Show me some tape here. Bob, show. Oh, good. Who do you want from? Whoever you want. Take. So the tape that David Stearns would show him would be the guy's high school and college tape. It's not no minors tape. So you can fleece Chris Getz and get whatever the hell you want, because he's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot. I hope for Acuna's sake that he could be able to have a good career, have a good start, and be able to be a franchise player for the White Sox and turn things around there. But they may have to fire this guy, because if he's the one making decisions, the White Sox are not going to go anywhere. I don't care what type of talent they have. They're never going to go anywhere. Chris Getz is an idiot. So,
Dummy. Yeah.
White Sox, my condolences to you, but you got to fix that. That is all for the show. PSA real quick. I don't know if you saw or heard about the congressional oversight hearing with Pam Bondi, but I remember sitting here a couple of months ago and I had that rant, and I said that Pam Bondi may be the stupidest person that I've seen in Trump's administration. I don't think that that's a joke. I think that she might be the dumbest person to ever hold that level of position in our government. This is somebody who is the highest law enforcement official in our country. She's the AG, the Attorney General of the DOJ. And this person would not turn around to go look at the victims and apologize. She wouldn't answer any questions about it. You know why? Because she knows who's all over it. She knows that this person's name was mentioned over 1 million times. She knows this. And that's the thing about what we're seeing. And this is not going to be a long PSA because I'm going to get straight to the point. People have to wake up and realize that what's going on here, the conspiracy theorists, they've been telling us. But now we have to really understand what's really going on. It has nothing to do with poor person versus poor person. It has nothing to do with MAGA versus progressives. It has nothing to do with blue versus red. It has nothing to do with political parties, political ideologies. It has nothing to do with your religion. It has nothing to do with your social views. It has nothing to do with anything like that. They use those things to be able to keep you poor and to keep you angry and to keep you pushing money into billionaires' pockets. If people haven't realized by now, the billionaire Epstein class is the problem in this country. While it doesn't matter if the economy goes down, when we were in COVID, Jeff Bezos and his company were a $1 trillion company. In a pandemic, Elon Musk is about to be a trillionaire. You have Peter Thiel that has designed Palantir to be able to spy on Americans. This is the design. While you have the world that told him, no, we don't want it. You need to understand what's going on here. It has nothing to do with your religion again, your social class in regards to going against each other, white or black, this and that. We don't care about Spanish people at the Super Bowl. We want English songs. None of that shit matters. It's the billionaires against everybody else. You got to realize what's going on. And I'm hoping that society, whether you're a Republican, whether you're whatever, that these Epstein files are the most important thing outside of you earning a living and, providing for your family. I understand that, but everybody has to push this thing and don't let it go. We have been failed by too many different administrations. We've been failed by the Biden administration. We've been failed by the Trump administration. We were failed by the Obama administration. We were failed by the Bush administration in regards to these files. Whoever it lands on, whether it's midterms, Debs take the House back, or 2028, there's a Democrat in charge, whoever's in there, they get pushed to the fire the same way. These things have to get released, because what I truly believe is that if this gets out unredacted, it is going to reshape the way we look at everything. Not just our government, but our Constitution, our ideologies, our moral compass. Every single thing is going to get tested. And maybe that's what needs to happen. Because what we've allowed to happen is billionaires and rich people to be able to manipulate and run every single facet of our economy and our government. Enough's enough. So do not let these people get away with it. There's too many victims out there. There's too many people out there that have suffered at the hands of these PDFs. And it's time for this stuff to stop. I understand that it might shock a lot of people when the truth does come out, but it needs to come out. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it actually crumbled faster than that. And that's exactly where we are, is that we might not get the quick results that we want. It may be a slow burn, but when it does come, everybody needs to make sure that they're doing what they have to do. Protest. Hit the streets. Peacefully protest. Make sure that you are doing exactly what is under the Constitution, that your rights permit you to do. Do not allow anybody to be able to tell you different. And also, if you do have a chance, tell Pam Bondi how much of an idiot she is. Because, boy, for somebody to be able to rise to that level of power or seat, it's very rare that somebody that dumb can be able to get that high. But at the end of the day, we do have the president of the United States. That is who he is. So he's a microcosm of what's happening in our society. Last thing, for people that think that, and this is Black History Month, for people that think that Donald Trump and the MAGA party and Christian nationalism and all of these things this is not who America is. It actually is. Let's just stop. We've heard people talk about the fear of white people going away and they're not the majority anymore and what's gonna happen and white ideologies and white culture. It's all nonsense. It's all fear. You guys are still the majority. May not be in about 4 years, but what does it matter? The fact that you don't want to share something that was never yours, that's the part that makes it funny. How can you claim something that's not yours? So, that's all I'm going to say. Release the files. That's the whole. We don't care about nothing else. Okay, you can talk about the NASDAQ, you can talk about the Dow, you can talk about all this nonsense. You can talk about whatever Netflix movie you want to watch. Release the files. Okay, that's all I care about. Until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.